Hi, Frangela. Hi.
Oh, hello, Stephanie.
Good morning.
Don't listen. Do you know what this is? I took notes from the last final word on the Sexy Liberal Podcast Network.
What?
And, you cannot miss the final word and idiot of the week. You just first of all made a lot of good statistical points. I believe you said 1 in 4 women has had an abortion, and that means a lot of Republican bitches is lying, which
That's
I think
right.
is an excellent point.
Yeah. Number truth. Sucky bombs.
I don't know who's getting these abortions. I really don't.
Right. A cousin of a cousin of a cousin of a cousin of yours.
Nicki
Minaj's
Minaj's boyfriend's cousin. Yeah.
We collided getting to that joke without helmets. Right. Okay. Also, you said stop recruiting voters at Klan meetings. Let's go after the half of the country that doesn't vote. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't understand why we're continuing. Like, well, how can we make these Trump people? You can't make them see they blind. You can't do it.
I don't know. I don't know if you heard. We had Ellie Mistal on earlier. Herschel Walker invited him to have dinner.
Yep.
I don't know why. Anyway, Ellie had tweeted, the Kabuki theater of a Senate candidate trying to pick a fight with me over whether he's a minstrel is definitely top 10 weird things that have happened in my career. And I said, Frangela frequently wanders into, biscuit pancake territory. Not at my urging. You go there all by yourself. I'm just saying.
Herschel, Francis, and I, we actually went to he has a biscuit cart.
Oh,
yes.
Good.
And because he hasn't been able to, get it together, get like an actual structure. So he's got like a biscuit cart. And his biscuits, I'm going to tell you, they're subpar. They're not.
They're hard as bricks.
They're hard as bricks.
As footballs. If that makes
As
sense.
footballs, yes.
I was talking to Ellie just about the inherent racism and sexism that they have every time. The Sarah Palin, it's like, we've got a woman it's like, no, she's not even vaguely like Hillary Clinton. They just sort of go, we have a fill in the black, what? I mean, that's
right.
Yeah.
And then he allows himself to be used that way, and picks a fight with somebody he's not. I mean, and Ellie said it perfectly. Ellie's not running.
Right.
Okay, he's not running for office. The people you have to debate are the people you're running against. But he can't debate them because he's stupid.
Yeah.
And he's still looking for black acceptance.
Doesn't he combine all the worst traits of a MAGA candidate, the violence against women and the dumbness and just he's just wildly unqualified.
He's an overachiever.
Right.
He
Also,
really
he's a
is.
grifter, right? Wasn't he trying to sell fake cures?
Oh, yeah.
He has all those MAGA characteristics.
It was the kind that turns you silver if you drink too much of it.
Ah.
Remember that? Yes.
Right.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Also, what was I going to say? Oh, you had some thoughts on Bill Maher. And this is, I think, applies to Twitter, Elon Musk, all these debates we're having. You said it's not free speech he wants. It's speech without consequences, right? That's what they want, is be able to say whatever they want that is offensive to whoever, that is a lie, that is whatever, with no consequence, right?
Yeah, that's what most white men want, who are stand-ups. They don't want to have consequences about the things they say. Everything Angela and I say all the time has consequences. We are held to consequence for our speech.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You mentioned he had Chaka Khan as a guest. Could you say?
Yeah, that was one of the things. It's
Please say
ago.
who. Please say who.
Who?
Chaka Khan.
Chaka Khan.
Chaka Khan.
Who?
Yeah, that was, and it was like years. I don't even know if it was this incarnation of his show because it's the same show but I remember the liberal point of view was like Chaka Khan and somebody else, and then they had two high power kind of pundits for the sort of conservative point of view. And Chaka is lovely, but that wasn't the forum for her, and it just. I mean, I'm with you. I can't watch his show.
Right. Well, I've advocated for years. Why does he not have the smartest, funniest liberals in the world, like John Fugelsang, like Hal Sparks, like Frangela? And is this a true story that they told you they didn't have enough chairs? They didn't have enough chairs to have you on?
Oh, we met with the producer. We had breakfast with one of the EPs of the show. And he literally
basically proved that we were intelligent enough to be on the show first and foremost.
That's
and
right.
then when he couldn't find fault to say no to us, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What he then ultimately said was, well, actually, we would love to have you on. You guys are amazing. We just don't have enough chairs.
Ron, I mean, you are.
Let's just say
cost conscious. You're cost conscious, but
no,
is it weird?
No.
Did we have a controversy over an extra stool for
Never.
Frangela at Sexy Liberal?
Not only that, but there have been times that we've bought chairs just for a specific show, and then after we were done, we donated those chairs to like a shelter.
Yeah, before. When you came in studio, we could find an extra chair for the two smartest, funniest women in the country.
Yeah.
It's weird.
In a much smaller space, Stephanie, than the studio at the CBS lot. Like, I mean, and Francis is right. We went to a breakfast with him for an hour and a half or so, where he quizzed us.
Yeah.
Yes.
About people in office. Yeah. Who it was like, who's the governor
jelly
of
beans? Did you have to count jelly beans in a jar?
We had to count jelly beans.
Did you pass?
Got told.
I've only told this story once, but what the hell? Because I don't watch anymore. I've removed myself from the torture. Because he's become a Republican talking point.
Right.
He did the same thing to me. He disinvited me to a dinner party at his personal home. A famous... let's just say a famous mutual friend invited me as her plus one, and when he told her it was me, he said, "Oh, I don't have enough room. It's already filled." At his personal house, he was just like, "Oh, no, it's full now." So I've been in the no. He has no chairs at his home either, I guess.
No.
Maybe we should do a GoFundMe. Maybe we should do a GoFundMe for chairs for Bill Maher.
Absolutely,
for Bill Maher.
That or just show up in front of his house.
Yes.
Hello.
There you go.
But he's not owed an audience. Like this idea that people are owed an audience, you're not. If people don't want to hear from you, they don't have to hear from you. And if they don't like what you have to say, they have every right to say that and protest it. That's not called canceling. It's called taste.
I have half a mind to get some colored chalk, and we all will go there and maybe draw some chairs and colored.
Will call the police.
Colored chalk.
Oh yeah, he will. And you know what? It's not our fault that he swallowed Dennis Miller. That's not our fault.
Okay. Anyway, yes, I don't know what has happened, but something's got to be did. Is my point. This is just a lot, isn't it? That we're this vote we just had, that we're like begging for crumbs for women in 2022. That Manchin and Collins and Murkowski are like, oh no, this goes too far. This codifying Roe v. Wade, it goes too far. The codifying the rights that we've had for 50 years, and the only reason they look at it as an expansion is because now we have all these trigger laws that they also have to guard against in all these Republican states, right?
Yeah, and we can't even have a discussion about it.
Yeah.
It's not even passing the bill that we can't talk about it.
We wouldn't even have had debate. It wouldn't have mattered. I mean, that's why I'm glad they did it and put everybody on record, aren't you?
Well, at the very least have the debate, but I'm like, we've said this before. I think they should have these votes every week.
Yeah.
Make Joe Maher himself to this every week. Like, make it clear, because we have been argued with by liberals for the last 5-6 years that we have to keep Joe Manchin, we have to keep Joe Manchin in cinema. We don't want to lose their votes. We don't have their votes.
Yeah.
We
Joe
don't have them to
Manchin
lose.
is on record now as saying to John Thune about rejoining the Republican caucus, I would, John, if you were the leader. It's only the hanging by a thread that he personally dislikes Mitch McConnell. So that's like him saying, yes, I am a Republican. And yes, absolutely, I would join your caucus if it was a different personality in charge. I mean, so that should...
I think that's a lie. I think he'll join the second, if they win these midterms. I don't think there'll be any question in my mind outside of that he has far more power as being a Democrat because we give it to him.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, the thing is, why we've got to get these people out of office.
And the media, once again, I read a headline earlier, Francis, that just said Democrats failed to pass Roe, codify Roe. No, Democrats didn't fail. Republicans blocked a bill that 70% of Americans want to stand.
Put the blame where it lies. Don't put it at my front door.
Yeah. Thank you. In chalk. Okay.
Don't even get me started.
Is that the most?
Don't get me started on Miss Susan. I can't.
Is that the most Karen thing ever that she called 911 because of chalk?
I'll tell you about Miss Susan. She gonna challenge me with my FCC problems. I mean, I can't with her.
Ron's like, okay, let's stop there.